Okay, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to hit you with is going to totally shake up your gardening world. Imagine this. You are out there in your backyard, busting your butt with all these pricey gadgets and sprays from the big box stores, only for your tomatoes to turn yellow and your lettuce to bolt before you even get a bite. But wait, what if I spilled the tea on this epic ancient gardening method that modern farmers straight up forgot about? And when I tested it out myself, the results were absolutely unreal. We are talking veggies popping up like crazy, flavors that knock your socks off, and zero need for those chemical cocktails that cost a fortune. Shocked already? Good, because that is just the tip of the iceberg. Why did the pros ditch this gold mine? And how did my little suburban patch in the heart of America turn into a harvest heaven? Hang on tight, because I am taking you through my whole adventure. From the first seed to the jaw-dropping payoff, and trust me, by the end, you will be itching to grab your gloves and try it yourself. You will not want to miss a single second. The big reveal is going to make you rethink every garden hack you have ever heard. All right, let us jump back to last spring in my neck of the woods, right here in the Midwest, where the soil can be as stubborn as a mule. I am no fancy horticulturist or anything, just a regular dude who loves grilling up fresh corn and hates dropping bucks on grocery store produce that has traveled 1,000 miles and tastes like cardboard. My go-to routine? Total flop city. I would crank up the tiller, mix in bags of that synthetic fertilizer junk, plant my rows all neat-like, and boom, within weeks, aphids would invade. Weeds would choke everything out, and I would be left scratching my head, wondering why my yields were so puny. Then, one rainy afternoon while scrolling through some online forums, I stumbled upon these wild stories about an ancient gardening method passed down from Native American tribes. They called it the Three Sisters technique, but it is way more than that. It is like a secret sauce mixing companion planting with no dig smarts to make your garden thrive on autopilot. But hold up! Why on earth did modern farmers forget this powerhouse? That question kept me up at night. I thought, heck, what do I have to lose? Let us give this bad boy a shot and see if it lives up to the hype. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, picture this: 3 everyday plants teaming up like superheroes, supporting each other to crank out food like nobody's business. Sounds too good to be true, right? Stick around because the full breakdown is coming up. So, let us break down the basics of this ancient gardening method that modern farmers forgot. And trust me, once you get it, you will wonder how we ever strayed from it. At its core, it is the Three Sisters trio: corn, beans, and squash, all working in perfect harmony like a well-oiled machine. The corn stalks shoot up tall and sturdy, acting as natural trellises for the beans to climb without you buying extra poles or stakes. Those beans, they are like little nitrogen factories, pulling that good stuff right out of the air and dumping it into the soil to feed the whole gang. No need for pricey amendments. Then there's the squash, sprawling out with its big old leaves to cover the ground, blocking pesky weeds from stealing sunlight and keeping the moisture locked in so you are not watering every dang day. Let us hit the brakes for a quick fact. Did you know this setup is not some new age fad? It has been rocking for over 1,000 years, helping entire communities in what we now call the USA fend off famine and build sustainable farms. Mind blown yet? Awesome. Now, back to the action. Unlike today's massive monocrop fields where everything is the same and vulnerable to wipeouts, this companion planting creates a balanced ecosystem right in your backyard. The unreal results? Plants that grow stronger, resist diseases better, and pump out more food with less effort. But here's the million-dollar question lingering in your mind. How do you actually start this without turning it into a hot mess? Do not sweat it. We will circle back to that after we chat about why it got pushed aside in the first place. This tease is keeping the mystery alive, so you have to keep watching to unlock the secrets. Now, You might be sitting there thinking, if this ancient gardening method is such a slam dunk, why the heck did modern farmers forget it and go all in on industrial stuff? It is pretty straightforward. Really, it is all about speed, scale, and squeezing every last penny out of the land. Big ag operations are laser-focused on cranking out massive harvests, fast with heavy machinery, pesticides, and synthetic boosters. But over time, that strips the soil bare, leaving it depleted and needing more inputs just to keep going. This old school way? It is all about playing the long game, nurturing the earth naturally so it gives back year after year without burning out. Toss in the no-dig gardening angle, and you are golden, no more back-breaking tilling that disrupts all the good bugs and fungi down there. Instead, you let nature do the heavy lifting. But here's a teaser. There is one sneaky mistake that trips up most beginners and dooms their setup from the jump. I am not dropping that bomb yet, got to build the foundation first so you appreciate the fix when it comes. Up in the USA and Canada, where winters bite hard and growing seasons are short, this method maximizes every inch, turning small plots into bounty machines. Farms swapped it out for uniform rows that machines love, but in doing so, they forgot the unreal results from letting plants buddy up and protect each other. Imagine waking up to a garden that is pest-free and lush without dumping toxins everywhere. That is the dream we are chasing. All right, enough setup. Let us roll up our sleeves and dive into prepping your space, because that is where the real fun kicks off. Time for step 1, getting your garden prepped without breaking a sweat? First off, scout out a sunny spot in your yard. Shoot for at least 6 hours of direct light daily, because these plants are sun worshippers. I went with a modest 10 by 10 foot area behind my garage, but if you are just testing the waters, scale it down to whatever fits your vibe. Forget about grabbing a shovel and digging trenches. That is where the no-dig gardening magic shines in this ancient method. Instead, lay down some cardboard or old newspapers to smother any existing weeds. It is like putting them in a chokehold without chemicals. Pile on a thick layer of compost, fallen leaves, or even grass clippings from your mower. Then give it a good soaking with the hose and let it mellow for about a week. This builds up that fertile soil base naturally, inviting earthworms and microbes to party and turn it into black gold. When I did this, I was half expecting it to flop, thinking there's no way this lazy approach works. But boy, was I wrong. The ground came alive, and I could see the difference in texture right away. For companion planting to really pop, sketch a quick plan. Corn mounds in the center, beans circling them, and squash filling the gaps. But what if your starting soil is straight up junk, like heavy clay or sandy nothing?
No worries, the Three Sisters crew fixes that over time by adding organic matter and balancing nutrients.
Hang on to that thought though. The actual planting is up next, and that is going to crank the excitement to 11 with some hands-on action. Well, hold your horses. I thought to drop this mid-script bombshell before we go further. Right around the halfway mark of my experiment, a freak thunderstorm rolled through like a freight train, dumping inches of rain and whipping winds that could have uprooted a tree. I braced for disaster, figuring my whole setup was headed for the compost bin. But get this ancient gardening method that modern farmers forgot held its ground like a fortress. The broad squash leaves acted as natural shields, deflecting the downpour and preventing erosion, while the beans' roots locked everything in place, no mudslides or washouts in sight. Unreal results, right? If you are out there in Tornado Alley or dealing with unpredictable weather, this is your secret weapon. But let us amp up the suspense. What happened when those sneaky garden pests decided to crash the party? I am not spoiling it, yet it is tied to the upcoming steps and could save your bacon big time. Keep those eyes glued, we are just getting to the juicy parts. Alright, now we are diving into the heart of it with step 2, planting your companions and watching the magic unfold. Kick things off by mounding up the soil into little hills about a foot high and 3 feet across, spacing them 4 feet apart to give everyone room to breathe. Pop 4 corn seeds into each mound. About an inch deep, choose a sweet variety if you want that buttery goodness. Once those corn babies sprout and hit around 6 inches tall, that is your cue to add the bean seeds around the base. They will latch on and climb like vines in a jungle gym. Finally, plant your squash seeds or seedlings in the spaces between the mounds. They will vine out and cover the ground like a living mulch. This companion planting setup is the star of the Three Sisters method, creating a symbiotic vibe where each plant pulls its weight. Give them a gentle watering to settle in, then spread some straw or wood chips around to lock in that moisture. I started mine in late May after the last frost, and by early June, the growth was off the charts, green shoots everywhere, making me grin like a kid on Christmas. But here is a fun fact to shake things up. Ever stopped and think why beans and corn are such ride or dies? Beans fix nitrogen straight from the atmosphere, supercharging the soil, while corn offers that tall support without you spending a dime on extras. Modern farmers forgot this natural tag team, opting for artificial fixes that rack up bills. Quick pro tip: do not cram them too close, or you will end up with a tangled mess competing for light. Oh, and that common newbie slip-up I teased earlier? It is overwatering right after planting, which can rot the roots before they establish. The waiting and watching period is where you really see the genius at work. But I promise it is not boring. It is like following a live-action nature show in your own yard. For the first 4 to 6 weeks, make it a habit to check in daily, but resist the urge to poke and prod too much. Let the plants settle and form their alliances. I kept a simple notebook, jotting down notes like corn at 12 inches today, beans starting to twirl, and it turned the whole thing into an adventure.
Weeds tried to sneak in, but thanks to the no-dig approach and squash's ground cover, they did not stand a chance, saved me hours of pulling.
Pests. Yeah, a few aphids and beetles showed up, but the diverse plant mix confused them. They could not zero in on one crop like in a boring single-row setup. Up here in the steamy summers of the USA, this ancient gardening method slashed my watering needs by half because the leaves shaded the soil and reduced evaporation. But let us throw in a fact for a second. Here's a cool nugget: ancient tribes did not just grow for the season. They dried and stored these harvests to last through brutal winters, turning one plot into a year-round food source. Snapping back to my story, by mid-July, flowers were blooming on the beans and squash, and tiny corn ears were peeking out, building that anticipation. The unreal results were brewing, but I will admit, a wave of doubt hit. Would everything mature before the first frost? That is your teaser. The harvest twist is barreling toward us, but we've got to cover handling those curveballs first to keep you prepped. Buckle in, because this late-game surprise is going to knock you flat. As August heated up like a furnace, my nosy neighbors were peeking over the fence, chuckling at what they called my old-timey weirdo garden and swearing by their chemical-heavy modern setups. Then, bam, a scorching heat wave slammed us for 2 straight weeks, with temps pushing 100 degrees and not a cloud in sight. Their plots turned brown and crispy overnight, but mine? It flourished like an oasis in the desert.
This ancient gardening method transformed my yard into a resilient powerhouse, with a squash providing shade, beans conserving water, and corn standing tall without wilting.
Total jaw-dropper, huh? It hammered home how modern farmers forgot the built-in toughness of nature's designs. If your garden has ever tanked in a drought or heat spell, this is the game changer you have been missing. But ramp up that teaser. The real unreal results go beyond survival. They are about flavors and yields that will make store-bought stuff taste like sawdust. No way you are bailing now. The grand finale is worth every minute. Finally, the moment we have all been edging toward the unreal harvest reveal in early September. I wandered out one crisp morning, peeled back those massive squash leaves, and holy moly, corn cobs swollen with golden kernels, bean pods bulging with plump goodies, and squash so hefty I needed both hands to lift them. No sprays, no major fails, just a straight-up bounty that filled baskets to the brim. The Three Sisters method delivered on every promise, with tastes that exploded in your mouth, sweet corn that melted like butter, beans with a nutty snap, and squash so creamy it starred in every pie. My family went nuts, whipping up fresh salads, hearty stews, and grilled sides that had everyone raving. Remember that beginner blunder I dangled earlier? It is skipping the mulch layer, which lets the soil dry out and stresses the roots. Easy fix. Just add it early and refresh as needed.
Companion planting amped my yields by at least double what I would snag from solo crops, all while enriching the dirt for next year.
Modern farmers forgot this cycle of abundance, but now you have got the inside scoop. My modest plot kept us eating fresh for weeks on end, with plenty left to freeze or share with buddies. Just picture the scene. Vibrant green vines twisting everywhere, sunny yellow squash glowing, and ruby red beans peeking out. It is the kind of sight that makes you feel like a garden wizard. This ancient gardening method did not just grow food. It revamped how I see my backyard, turning it from a chore into a passion. If you are a total newbie itching to jump in, do not sweat the details. Start small to build your confidence. Grab a cozy 4x4-foot spot and snag some heirloom seeds from your local nursery for that authentic, mouth-watering flavor punch. Water deeply but not too often to encourage those roots to dig down strong and tough out dry spells. For folks in Canada or the northern USA, time your planting right after the last frost to avoid any cold snaps zapping your sprouts. Keep an eye out for slugs in the early days. They love munching on tender leaves, so pick them off by hand or set up beer traps for a natural fix. The no-dig gardening side of things saves you tons of time, so make it a habit to layer on fresh organics every season to keep the soil humming. And hey, once you master the basics, expand your companion planting game pair tomatoes with basil for pest control or carrots with onions to ward off flies. This ancient gardening method cranks out unreal results season after season, making it a must-try for any home grower. Hit the comments with your own garden experiments. I would love to hear what works for you. To wrap this up nice and tight, diving headfirst into the ancient gardening method that modern farmers forgot was hands down my smartest backyard move ever. From the easy prep to the thrilling growth and the epic harvest payoff, it is straightforward, super fun, and packs rewards that keep on giving. Your yard is begging for this upgrade. Grab some seeds, follow along, and watch the magic happen. If this lit a fire under you, smash that like button. Hit subscribe for more down-to-earth tips, and drop a comment sharing your garden wins or questions. Who's calling your name next? Diving into the Three Sisters or testing no-dig tricks? Let us chat it out below. Thanks a ton for sticking with me all the way. You rock! Catch you in the next video where we will tackle even more unreal gardening hacks.